So, where are you? Those are just three words. Where are you? And they could be taken so differently. Someone might mean it in that kind of emotional way, like, where are you? And it sort of, are you distant from me? Don't be distant from me. Or someone say, hey, where are you? Like, I'm looking for you. Like, I can't find your location. Or then someone might mean, where are you? In this sort of Eddie Izzard, beardy pulley kind of way, like, where are you? And it's really that third one that I'm after right now. I'm trying to get very seriously about a very simple question, which is, where are you? Now, you might say to me, and I'm talking to you, that's right, you, looking at the screen right now. You might say to me, what do you mean, where am I? I'm here in the room. And I'd say to you, well, if you're in the room, are you in your room the same way that, for example, one of your pets is in the room? I look down and I see a dog here in the room, and the dog is in the room. Am I in the room in the same way that the dog is? I don't think that I am, largely because I'm somehow in the middle of a YouTube video. And you right now, as watching a YouTube video, you're somehow beyond the confines of the room. Not only are you beyond the confines of the room, because you're watching the video, but in an odd sense, you're hearing through the video a voice which is carrying a language which in some cases is using words that are thousands of years old. And then we start to ask, when are those words? Where are the words that we're using? Now it starts to get really complicated when I again say, where are you? Maybe we should ask, where and when are you? Okay, let's ask, where and when are you? And let's look again at the dog. And I say, where and when is the dog? Now, it doesn't seem like the question makes sense, perhaps. Where and when is the dog, right? Again, it sounds a little beardy-pulley, like, is this making sense? But I think we can ask it. We can say where and when, and what we could do is we could say where, and we would try to locate the dog in some range of its relationship to the larger environment that it's in, and then by the when, we would identify its biological birth and its biological cessation, and we could sort of talk about the lifespan of the dog as the when of it, and the roving environment that it encounters as its where. But if I start to ask that question for myself or for a person, especially humans who are technologically mediated, such as ourselves, who watch YouTubes and talk on cell phones and watch TV and read books, our where and when is so different than other animals. Other animals are concretely, locally installed. Somehow, when we ask, where is an animal, it seems like it's in an environment. A human, admittedly, I'm in this room right now as I'm shooting the video. You're right now in a room as you're watching this. There's no denying that. But are you exclusively there, or have these technologies somehow enabled you to get out of the local here and now? I think we are. I think to be human is to be outside of the immediate here and now as revealed by the other senses. To speak is to somehow be released. It's to get open to world rather than simply environment. And a world always has a past and it has a future. And that's different than simply memory. Now, a dog has a memory, and that memory somehow discloses what was earlier in a part of its lifespan, but the past, as humans understand it, is more than just memory. Oh yes, in fact, I'm using words right now that I remember, but the words themselves open to a past that preceded my birth. Oh yeah, the human where and when is so different than the animal where and when. It's because when we start to ask the question, where and when are words, we start to realize that humanity is radically different than other creatures. I'm not denying that other animals are very complex, and I'm certainly not denying that they're intelligent. I guess what I'm just trying to get at is, where and when are humans if they're able to speak? And then we could ask the question, where and when are humans once they start to use communication technologies that become extensions of us, and they become environments that we ourselves are in? So right now, again, look at your computer. Is your computer just in the room in the way that you're in the room? It looks like, to a third person anyway, like you're in the room and the computer is in the room and you're just both sitting there. But from a different perspective, you're actually inside the environment that the computer is making possible. You're getting outside of your room and into the environment of the computer because you're extending yourself through it. And as you're extending yourself through the computer, actually getting outside of your room, you're getting inside of a language which itself is an environment. to really listen to my words, to not just hear my words as if they're objects in the environment, but to actually listen to them and to be in dialogue with me, is to somehow have the words be the environment that you yourself are inside. These are the kinds of issues that media ecologists want to talk about. Try to think about where and when are you? Where and when can you be because of each different communication technology? What is the different spatiotemporal character of each communication medium such that it alters who you think you are and why you're doing what you're doing, all because you live in a different where and when? Thanks.